All right, so my name is Jay.
My name is Michael.
And this is Rookie Card Fighters. So this is a new channel we're starting just because we are both new to card games. I mostly play Cardfight Vanguard, a little bit of Magic. And as we're, just journeying, going through, as we both used to play the game when we were younger, and then we're kind of moving to this newer stage of, especially during the, for Vanguard, it's the Divine Zero era. We're just using this to help chronicle our journeys while we're also, doing a couple fun things. We'll open packs, we'll do structured fights just so you can see certain deck profiles that we built. But for now, let's start off with our first video, which will be the box opening for the CoroCoro Start Deck pack.
Yeah, so this is the CoroCoro, and this is a special series that just came out. That came out in China or Japan first, right?
Yeah, it came out about 5 months ago in Japan, either 5 or 6 months, I think. And it was based off of the comic book series that is more popular in Japan, which the Vanguard version of it is called
there's a lot
Vanguard
of
Skyride, which is fairly popular. They've had certain issues released in America as well. So
this is we got this, and we bought 2 boxes. We actually bought more, but we're opening these 2 boxes now for our first video. We got, so if you want to see what the pull rate is looking like, you got 22 triple rares, 84 commons, and then you have a GCR 30. You have 30 types, and then you have CR, like CoroCoro rares. So those are like high rarities. And I believe you said that before there were like 2 GCRs?
Yeah, there are 2 GCRs guaranteed per case. Those are like the big expensive cards. I think even the cheapest one normally goes for at least like 40 or 50. And for every box, you're guaranteed at least 4 of the triple Rs, which are either...
Alright, welcome back. Sorry, so if you noticed that we're gonna edit it, we had technical difficulties with the camera, but from the first box we bought 2 boxes for this. We got, for the first box, we end up pulling a reprint from Tifo, Nebula, and a reprint of Gaia's Cradle, which is money right there. Look at that. And then we have the order that's specifically for the CoroCoro set, right, John?
Yes, only for the CoroCoro Nation.
And then we have the Rewinder Triple R. So if you're seeing this is what we have. Honestly, I'm really digging the Rewinder stuff, because like the art on it is really cool, especially the triggers. So this was from my box. Now John's gonna be opening up his box.
Working on that kind of stuff as we're opening through the packs. So this one we got a card for black, this big-hearted Deku-kun in the upper body part of this, and a critical trigger. So as you can see, most of the packs are gonna have about 3 commons in them, which
it comes with only 3 cards in the pack, which is not really typically, but it comes with 24. So I guess it kind of makes up for a box.
This is the lower, you can go low Grandpa, and then you have the black heel trigger. The way that they did this set, probably to make sure you could be better able to actually build a deck with it, is all of the cards. This is a smartphone AI. You have the very big elementary school Deku-kun, and then you have the Deku-kun Robo front trigger. They basically made all of the cards in the packs that are not the triple R or CoroCoro rares as commons, which basically helps you build a deck out of them, because you can get a lot of the support cards very easily. But if you're someone who's trying to make money off of it, a lot of these cards are basically common rare, which is totally fine. So you have the Me in 3 Minutes Chrono, the Congrats Grade 3 Grandpa, and the Grandpa Critical Trigger. So there's basically 5 decks in the set that are specifically CoroCoro Nation. You have as you can see on this pack right here, the Grandpa deck, the Black deck, the Bebe deck, the Rewinder deck, and the Deku-kun. I have built 2 of them myself. I've built
which we're gonna do a deck profile on them coming shortly.
Yes, I built the Grandpa deck, which this one is, which is basically built around the grade 3 skill of binding the cards from deck that have the dangerous skill on. They do certain things. Like the strongest, it deals a damage, it makes their Vanguard minus 5k. Then you have things like the Bebe deck, which is, this one is built around what is called explosive growth, sorry, which you take a grade 0, you put a Bebe grade 3 or grade 2 on it, and it has certain effects on your explosive growth bit. And then you have this one, which is our art from the Black deck, which is basically built around restanding rear guards in what is called the deal state. They all do various different things. They're very interesting and get their own spice to them. So here's our first triple R. It is cool classmate Sakura-chan. She is the reprint of Morpho, the a grade 2 cycler from the grade 2 Blitz Order Searcher from Stoicheia, which is like a counterblast 1 bind it to search for a Blitz Order, or you can search for a normal order if you have a Blitz Order drop already, and then when it attacks you can Soul Blast 1 if you have a Blitz Order and drop to get plus 10k. And then here's another critical trigger. This is one of the effect ones that are only specifically CoroCoro Nation. First triple R.
That sucks because they didn't reprint it for the rest. Like if you're gonna reprint a lot.
Yeah, that's one of the unfortunate things, especially because the effect triggers are pretty expensive for a lot of the sets. But it's you can't hope for too much with Bushiroad in a lot of cases. So here is the next pack. We have the Camera Chime. This is the order that is searched out from the black deck. That's like basically gives you another unit for a Soul Blast 1 in the field. You have one of the grade 0 you ride on top of for BBB, which like this one has intercept and it has plus 10k. And then the heal trigger for Rewinder. I really like these chibi arts.
I love them. I don't know why, but from our locals and from other people that I've shown the art to that we end up, because you pulled the box, a lot of people do not like the art, and I personally like it. I don't know what that says about me per se, but I do genuinely like the art for these because of how unique they are. They speak to me a little bit more if you could think about it.
Yeah, I think the
comedic
art is pretty nice. We got our next triple R. It's the grade 2 for Rewinder. This one is basically a Friend Sentinels, because you can energy blast 3 if you either have 4 damage or you persona ride to basically make it so that your auto abilities don't activate. And the Sentinel, as you can see right here, the PG guarding effect is a auto ability, so it's basically a very good way to prevent your opponent from PGing against you. It's a really nice card. I have 2 copies of it already, so I might end up building the Rewinder deck for after you us use in a video. We'll see when we get there.
And keep them
another triple R. Let's see what it is. It is the grade 3 for black. So this is one of the decks I have fully built that we want to talk about. So this is the that I was saying earlier, basically puts things in the deal state for a Soul Blast 1 for like basically 3 into the deal state, then you can counterblast when it attacks to restand one of those units. It has a grade 4 as well, as long as a grade 3 ability, which it's a very good deck. It has topped in a tournament,
which is, yeah, and keep in mind, all these decks are not like oh yay, they're doing a collab and they're not decent, they're just for fun. These decks are fun and they're pretty, they can top in local tournaments and stuff like that. So they're pretty good. I think black topped in one of the Japan's or China's locals.
Yeah, I was looking at the if you could look at Vanguard Paradox for a lot of the topping listings for things in both Japan and America, and one of the things I look for a lot of my lists there, and there is a list that topped a top 20 actually in one of their larger tournaments that was a black deck list. My list is very much based off of that, so we can show it once we do our official deck profile. But yeah, I would say give all the decks a try. You can do a lot of cool things with them, and you can use cards from the original nations, like this one, as you see here. It's also a Keter card, so you can use Keter cards in it as well, or you can build it fully CoroCoro if you want to. So here is our CoroCoro rare for the set. So it is a Nebula reprint. So
wait, no way, this is a Nebula?
Unfortunately, one of the things they did for a lot of the Blitz Order Searcher cards is they gave a reprint of them that's a CoroCoro, like one of the main deck nations, and they gave a reprint that it's also part of the main like a specialty rarity. So as you saw that card over there, that was the Nebula reprint that's not specific to CoroCoro. It is just a Brain Gate Nation card. Nebula is fine. It is a good way to get Blitz orders for certain decks, and it's not a bad power.
There are like certain cards that is like the art style, like with the GCRs, which is called golden CoroCoro rares, which are like ridiculously, the prices for them are kind of like insane.
Yeah. There's one that's like $400.
It's getting crazy. Go ahead.
All right, so here is the next pack. So our next triple R is the grade 3 Grandpa. So I was explaining earlier, this is basically the main Vanguard of the set. Of the set of cards. What you do is you create a Counterblast 1, you reveal cards from the top of your deck until you reveal one that has a dangerous skill that's not already in your bind zone and bind it, and it does various skills. Like for example, this one, as you can see, what it does is when it's bound with bound using the Vanguard skill, it gives your Vanguard the ability to, it's funny with funny things. It says, you say stand up Vanguard, and it literally stands the card and gets a -1. So it's one of the like funnier ways. A lot of the card skills do similar things to this. It's basically just built around just saying, you know, stand up or say whatever, and it does certain kill. It's a pretty nice card. So just to show so far, we have pulled these 3 triple R's and a CoroCoro rare. So in every box, as we showed earlier, you're guaranteed at least 4 triple R's and at least 1 of the CoroCoro rares. So we still have 1 triple R slot left, or that triple R could be a CoroCoro rare as well. I have seen someone pull 2 CoroCoro rares from the box. So
I see someone pull a GCR.
Yeah, so there is still a possibility we get another high rarity card. Let's see, we pulled 3 high rarities back to back, so we'll see if we can continue there. So this is another common, this is another Baby Bay card. This one is the just a grade 1 that helps you get your explosive drops back to your hand. Then the other Rewinder that gives basically just a 10k attacker when you have the Persona ride. And then the PGs that you can use in any Brand Gate Nation deck. I have a bunch of extra ones of these because I like the art. I'm gonna switch them out for some of my decks just to use the Brand Gate version of the card.
Honestly, that's what I sell. The art on these are so cool. I think they also give me power because I'm not gonna lie, I have the triggers in there, and I saw so much of the CoroCoro triggers than any other the real actual triggers, and then you only run 4 in the deck. So.
Yeah, and I love the arts of these things. Not only, and also just the fact that like, it's so sad that these things are not like at least rares or double rares. I'd be so happy if they were, but maybe we'll get them reprinted one day. But here's Tochi. He is the grade 4 searcher that also makes your grade 3 and grade 4s that have black in the name cap some shield, so he's really good. Here's the grade 1 on the ride line that searches out the camera shot I showed earlier. And here's the draw trigger. Unfortunately, it is the base rarity one, so it's not like it's not the effect one, but you know, not too bad at all. So here we have the Baby Bay. This is the grade 3 that you can explosive growth on there. It gets a crit when you have it explosive growth and attacking you by counterbalancing 1, and then it has all the skill that all ones do at the end of the battle. You basically put this back to your hand. Here's the retry eye. This is the order for Rewinder that basically gives you a skill even if you're not on either 4 damage or Persona Ride, which is you Soul Blast 2 and rest it to retry the unit that attacks, which is basically just restand it, and it gets +5, and its drive becomes becomes 1. It cannot be used on a it technically can be used on the Vanguard, but it does say at the end of battle with your unit retry with the retry ability attacks X, but basically they use the drive -1 to make sure you use it on the Vanguard. You might also want to use it on the rear guard because one of the rear guard skills gives you a crit, so you might want to push for 4 damage. You might want to choose that rear guard instead of your Vanguard. All depends. It all depends. So here we have the lower body of the Robo Dekakun. The upper body version of this one's actually triple R because what it does is it restands, so it's a nice restand for the Dekakun deck. Then you have the alternate grade 3 for black. You got an alternate grade 3 that has a worse version of the skill. This one's basically Soul Blast 1, put something in the deal state, and then you can restand the thing in the deal state.
And you tell us, compared to the 2 arts, because this is technically the grade 3, you leave a comment and let us know which art is better, the 1 or 2. Put 1 for this one, 2 for this one. Honestly, I prefer this one. I think this art is actually dope. I actually manifested it today too, as we were talking about it. I was like, we're gonna get one of these. Yeah, we're gonna get, and I told you, I manifested. I was like, we're getting this for you, buddy.
Yeah, I will say the grade 4 is a little bit cooler just because of the fact that like it has a better skill, but the grade 3 can be useful if you only want to run 2 copies of the grade 4, because that way you can use it to discard for the grade 4 skill, because how the grade 4 works is it puts things in the deal state by discarding. I mean, it restands your board by either discarding or choosing a grade 3 from your soul and discarding it that has black in the name. But so here you have the lower body of the big hearted Dekakun. This is not the Vanguard, but it's one of the better rear guards for the deck. It's not the best, but that's not bad. Here's the Victory Grandpa, which is when you bound it, its dangerous skills that it gives a rear guard +15, and then if you have 5 or more damage, you can choose and say major comeback, and it basically makes it that if your rear guard's attack hits, you win the game. So yeah,
so it's like, if you want to reference it, it's like it's really, that's how that works. That's insane.
It is insane. We'll show.
That's insane, bro.
Picture of it. But yeah, it is literally like the deck is full of meme abilities that is built around like without that. That's those kind of things. But yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's like
so you have to PG it every time before that attack hits.
I mean, except you give the Vanguard 15 as well.
Wait, is it just applies to? Okay, we'll get into that later.
Yeah,
when we do a deck profile on that. But
yeah, that's fine. So here is the very big elementary school Deku, which is just like the more basic one. All of them have the skill that you can energy blast to call their lower half from the deck, so it's very good at deck fitting as well. It means like a soul blast when it attacks. So you have the and then this is the upper body of the one big card one we showed earlier, which has the ability to search in the front row. It's the other type of Vanguard one, which it has +5 and triple drive if you have oversized state. So if you wanted to build this deck with just your friends, it would be probably one of the better ones to do for just the basic skill of just like, you know, like putting it right into. But if you were just trying to build with friends, but it's not that good of a card if you were trying to build it with a larger stick. So here you have the grade 2 for black. This is actually a very good card for being a common, because how it works is it's 5k every time it attacks, and then if it restands while in the deal state, it gets +5, and then the end turn you can retire to draw. The reason this is important is because the grade 4 of the deck, it retires your whole board that's in the deal state once you have restood everything. So it basically gives you a way to get it off the field to draw a card before the retire everything goes off. Very good. This is the other grade 3 Vanguard for retry. It's kind of one draw a card, choose a card from your hand and call it to rear or discard it. And then when it attacks, you get the +5. It's not that good, but it's still, you know, after a turn or something, very good Vanguard.
If you were, like I said earlier, and it got cut, these are supposed to be like jump starters for Magic, like how you can get like 2 packs and it makes a full deck. Well, these are like you buy a box and you could essentially try to make a semi deck out of it, because especially since how Vanguard works is we have nations, and just like how Magic has, you know, different colors for, you know, planes, you know, all that. They have nations, which they indicate in the nations or color, which they also, and so if the nation matches, they can essentially go in one deck.
Yeah, because all these cards are both part of a certain nation. Like this one's Dragon Empire, it's also CoroCoro. So all the cards, as you can see, this one's like also Stoke and CoroCoro, are fit into the CoroCoro nation as well. So you can technically put them all into the same deck, but you have to declare what the deck is when you're building it. Not like this is out loud, but just like in terms of like, oh, this is a CoroCoro only deck, so you can only include cards from there. Or if it's Dragon Empire, you can include CoroCoro cards, but only one if they're also Dragon Empire Nation. So here is the grade 2 Blitz Order from Bebe. This is actually a fairly good Blitz Order, because basically when you play it, you Soul Blast 1, choose 2 cards from your drop that are normal units with Bebe in their names, and call them to the Guardian Circle. But if you're Bebe, you could also choose that are trigger units instead of just normal units. So basically you can add like 30k, maybe even 40k shield just from calling this alone. So it's very good. Only Bebe though, it's just kind of okay now, they're nations, but if you're building it out of the box, it would still be pretty good. Then you have this grade 1 for Rewinder, which is basically on play Soul Charge 1. So it's very good if you just need Soul Charge on any of the other CoroCoro decks. And then when they're doing the same call, this one restand, when you have that version up, you can restand it as well. Well, the Soul Blast 1. And then here's the heal trigger for Deku. So like, I would say a lot of the cards are decently good to use.
How many packs you got left?
We got about 3 packs left, so we still have 1 triple R that we're missing. So let's see if we can get that 3-pack magic. So let's just like tap them all for good luck. Oop. So this is the
if we are pulling up a decent one, y'all gotta subscribe and like.
It has the this one basically, it's a, if you drop as a Blitz Warrior, its original attack becomes 10, not bad. Here's a grade 1 that's like when it's drop, when your Vanguard's placed, you can call this from the drop, and then you can put it in the solo because you look for a retry, which is the grade 3 order for the deck. And then the CoroCoro Overtrigger, which is a version of the blue and red OT, because it has the blue's ability to get a crit and the red OT the original restand of Vanguard. So still pretty nice. We still got 2 more packs left, so still like you still got 1 more chance. So here's the biggest MC Deku, which is the bottom half of the actual grade 3 for the deck, which has the ability that when it's in the oversized state and you did not ride, you can counterblast search your deck for the biggest MC ever Deku and ride it. So basically it guarantees your Persona ride, which is actually really good just as a way to, you have to have not read in the tournament. It's still very good just to have.
It's like it's like an Imagara.
Yeah. And then you have the Gebe, which is the cat for Grandpa, well, this cat in the anime. I mean, in the manga, sorry. and it basically puts another regard in soul to get power from it. So it's a good way to just build soul if you need it. And when it's bound, it gives you a front row either +5 or +10, depending on whether your opponent's on grade 3. So basically gives you effective Persona ride. So not too great, but you know, not bad. And then you have the Dark States PG. This is actually a really sick art of the one. Like
I kind of like I said, the Dark State ones are the ones that I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say it right now. My nations, my 2 nations are Brain Gate and Dark States, and the Dark States are because of that specific reason that there's just the art style is just, I like that dark aura that you give out. I'm missing, and look at that, they're just dope as hell.
Yeah, it is really nice. I would probably use those over most. So this is the last pack. We know it's guaranteed to have at least triple R in it. So let's see. I'm gonna. All right. We actually are missing a triple R. At least we just somehow didn't see it. But we have the
I think we did.
Foreign NDA. We have the Serious Mode Bebe, which is one of the grade 3 overexplosive growths you can do. And then, actually no, this is alternate Vanguard, sorry. And here's the crit trigger for there. So here's 3 of them. Oh, so we did have the
We ended up pulling the Morpho.
Yeah, I thought that was in our first box, my apologies. But so yeah, so we got some decent pulls, not some of the more high expensive ones, but if you're trying to build these
so let's clean up real quick and it will come. So after everything and after sorting and cleaning up the trash, this was the final results of the 2 boxes between me and John's box. And so not bad pulls. I think I'm gonna be honest, I'm taking a guess and we're gonna go back and edit it. We're gonna show each price of it, but I think the one that gave us our money back was the Guidus Cradle, maybe, or T-Fold. Both of these are pretty expensive. Maybe the CR. What is your guess?
Yeah, I'd say probably either the T-Fold, the big dealer, like the reprinted T-Fold, or maybe the Grad 2s, the Grado reprint for the Regalius piece. I will say these pulls are fairly decent. Like a lot of the set.
I mean, you got what you wanted, Bill. But yeah. I gotta say, you got what you needed. You got the 2 orders for the rest of the black deck. I'm not. Maybe it is. Maybe I might build the Rewinder deck because of the Dark State and how cool it is. But like, to be honest, I think it's actually a pretty decent pull. Now if you guys want to see more videos, and hopefully this is not going to be as long and more detailed, we're going to probably just go through more quickly next time. But just because this is our first video, we wanted to just give you a general sense of what we are and what this channel is about. So that's why this video is a little longer than normal, but more or less, if you guys want to see more videos of box openings, please leave a like and comment below, and subscribe if you want. Please subscribe to the channel so we can get more videos and do more deck profiles too. So we got a couple of ideas coming up our way. John?
Yeah, and if you have any more commentary questions as well, like as we saw, we were doing a lot of like back and forth while we're opening the packs. Like if you want to just hear our opinions or just want to talk about stuff, just leave questions in the comments as well. Like we appreciate anybody who watches the video, and we hope to see you again for the next one.
Yep, see ya.